Sudanese paramilitary forces say they've taken control of the famine-hit Zamzam refugee camp in the Darfur region after 2 days of heavy shelling and gunfire. The Rapid Support Forces also seized a town in the area as they approached the regional capital. The UN says at least 100 civilians were killed. Now, a local aid group claims the RSF targeted civilians on an ethnic basis. Now entering its third year, Sudan's civil war has killed tens of thousands and displaced more than 12 million people. And we can talk about this more with Shayna Lewis, a Sudan specialist and senior advisor for the organization PEMA, Preventing and Ending Mass Atrocities, which works with communities in Sudan. Shayna, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. First of all, what are your sources telling you about the situation in the Zamzam refugee camp right now?
Thanks for having me, Claire. Our sources on the ground paint one of the most harrowing pictures that have emerged from 2 years of conflict in Sudan. The UAE-backed Rapid Support Forces have taken control of Zamzam, Sudan's largest IDP camp, which by some estimates holds up to 1 million displaced persons in the region. What we are seeing is the continuation of the RSF's genocide in the region. We are talking about civilians fleeing for their lives with no shoes on their feet, with only the clothes on their back, running towards El Fasher, the capital of North Darfur, even though the Rapid Support Forces are in control of the road from Zamzam to El Fasher, which means that when they're fleeing, they are also being targeted and killed by the RSF.
But why would we see the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces want to take control of a refugee camp of all places?
It's a great question, and let's be clear, Claire. This is an IDP camp. It is protected under international humanitarian law, and despite the words of the RSF, there is no military objective in attacking civilians in this camp. They are attacking the camp because the RSF were pushed out of the center and the east of the country by the Sudanese armed forces in February and March of this year. And now the RSF are attempting to shore up their political negotiating position by controlling all 5 of the states in Darfur. Currently, they're in possession of 4 out of 5 states, but this is their ultimate gambit to control 5 out of 5.
Now, many of our viewers will remember that the Sudanese army did recapture the capital, Khartoum, from the RSF. Has that affected the conflict in any meaningful way?
Absolutely. I mean, the Sudanese armed forces are now in control of the capital. The RSF have been pushed out to Darfur, and that is it. But realistically, the RSF announced a parallel government back in February. This means nothing on paper unless the RSF actually has control over the entire Darfur region. So they are pushing for this ultimate form of control, but in the course of this political position, they are committing genocide against the population, the civilian population of North Darfur. And the international community has known that this was coming for the better part of a year and have stood by and done nothing. And ultimately, this is blood on the hands of the international community if they do not act to save civilian lives through humanitarian assistance today.
Who specifically is in a position to put that kind of pressure on?
Well, on April the 15th, so Tuesday of this week, the UK Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, is convening 20 foreign ministers in the UK. This is an initiative co-hosted by the Germans, the French, and the African Union. And pivotally, they are bringing the United Arab Emirates to the table. And the UN has said that the United Arab Emirates are funneling weapons to the RSF if these co-sponsors, as well as the, 16 other countries that are co-sponsoring, do not take action today to prevent this ongoing genocide, they will be inviting the UAE to London whilst the genocide is taking place, not only on the UAE's watch, but under their approval. We need action from the French, from the Germans, and from the UK. Today, they need to pick up the phones to the UAE and they need to say to the UAE foreign minister and leaders of the state that they must stop the genocide on the civilian population of the of Darfur.
Shayna, thank you so much for joining us in the studio to break this down. That is Sudan analyst Shayna Lewis.